Let's take a look at some national picks for the Browns-Panthers game. Pete Prisco from CBS Sports. Panthers beat the Browns 23-17. Mayfield has a lot of skilled talent around him, and the Panthers' young defense will be improved. Carolina wins it. Mayfield beats his old team. Okay. NFL Network, Week 1 picks. And you look at that. There's 10 of them. 8 of them have the Panthers winning. Some of them by as much as 17 points. Maurice Jones-Drew, one of the only analysts that has the Browns winning. And Tim, I know we talked earlier, I know you picked the Panthers. I got to believe if the Browns hold Carolina to 21 points, they're going to find a way to score 21, 24 points. I think it's going to be something along the lines of 24-21, 24-17. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I picked Carolina, and probably maybe failed reasoning in some way, but I have a hard time picking the Browns to win an opener, considering they haven't won one since 2004. And considering there are basically very few, if any, players outside of Tom Brady that were in the NFL the last time the Browns won an opener, makes it almost impossible to want to pick them until they actually do. So I look at just, the way they can certainly come out and play at his best. At his best, we've seen him just light defenses up. We've seen just how motivated he could play, for example, against teams like Cincinnati. He clearly didn't forget the whole Hugh Jackson thing, and he was absolutely tremendous against them, particularly, in that game in 2021 after the Browns moved on from Odell Beckham Jr. and he helped lead them to a shocking blowout win in Cincinnati. We thought that was going to be the turnaround of the season. Turns out it wasn't. But I think when you look at the quarterback matchup, there's no question that the better quarterback is Baker Mayfield, the quarterback who's got the better chance to impact the game, in a positive way. I think is Baker, because at his best, he could be elite. The question is, which Baker Mayfield is going to show up. Is he going to be, fired up in the right way, with guys like Christian McCaffrey and DJ Moore to really help him out and to make some good plays? Or is he going to be the bad kind of motivator where, he's trying way too hard. He's pressing kind of at times we saw last season, holding onto the ball too long, trying to make the spectacular play instead of the right play. And then that would play into the Browns' hands. So that, I think, is going to be the biggest thing that tips this game one way or the other. Now, obviously, if the Browns could control the game with control the game with the ground game, if Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, maybe Dearness Johnson, if those guys can get something going on the ground, they can control the clock, get some touchdowns, make things easier for Jacoby Brissett, certainly have the potential to win. I mean, the Browns on paper have the more talented roster than the Carolina Panthers. Obviously not at the most important position, but, everywhere else, it's hard to look at those rosters, look at the depth, and not say that the Browns don't have advantages in most of those spots.
Yeah, and it's fair to say that Jacoby Brissett, as the backup quarterback, is the reason that many of the national media think that the Panthers are going to win.